why people can't listen, why we prefer to listen, or we prefer to talk than to listen.
Because everybody has their own agenda.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah. Okay, just very quickly, let's go back to our childhood. Where did anybody ever teach us to listen? Or show us how to listen?
No.
No, right? I mean, even if you think about your parents, those are your first role models, the first people that are in your life. When they're in a communication, what they do is, what do they do with you in terms of listening?
They tell you to listen.
Exactly. They tell you to listen. They say, okay, listen to me.
Yeah.
I'm your mother, I'm your father. You have to respect me. You have to listen to what I say because I say it. And you're a child, I'm a big person, right? So you never learned how to listen. You're just being told to listen, and yet you're told to listen, and at the same time, there's no role model. You don't know what it is to listen. Basically, in listening, what your parents told you to do is to do what they want you to do. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
And they don't teach you a technique of what listening is.
Yeah. So listening is the same as obeying. That's how we know. That's what listening means to us. If you listen, then you follow or you do what I tell you to do. Right? And even between your parents, like maybe your father, your mother, how they communicate.
Bad example.
Yeah, you have no role model. You have no idea. You talk about being respected, being relieved, and feeling safe. I mean, did you see that? No, right?
No, I grew up with a big family and everyone just talked over each other. Listening was very not a part of it.
I grew up with the scramble, just to get a chance to be listened to, right? And then you have to rush because nobody has time. So whatever you have to say quickly, and try to get to the point. And most of the time they're not listening because they're so busy, and they don't really pay attention.
Yeah.
And that would affect us, in general. Like it affects us very deeply emotionally, like not feeling heard, not feeling your worth being heard. It's not just, that's a very deep injury emotionally. And so we try to scramble, we try to find people to listen to us, we try to make our speech interesting, so we have to think, okay, how can I say this so that people will listen to me? Right? So there starts the manipulation, you stop being real with yourself. You speak, so you get whatever you need from the other person. So that's one of the effect of this is not being listened to. Who has children? Okay, so almost all of you have children. And just look, and I'm sure those who don't, you also have seen little kids, right? Like, they would be always having something to say. Right, Sam? They just have so much to say. They want to tell you about everything because everything is fascinating. Everything is a wonder. They look at something and they think it's such a big thing, and for you it's like, okay, I've heard that, I'm busy now or whatever. But if you look at it, see, that's how we were before. All children, if they're somewhat normal, like, they would have that tendency. They just want to speak, because it's like they want to share. Everything is like, it's amazing. Yeah, they want to share that. And if you look about all these little kids who speak a lot, like who just have this big desire, always like such big excitements to speak. And then what happened, when you see the older people, or, like even by age 6, 7, they start to quiet down, they start to be, like not like angry or not so excited and hardly speak or just like, say one word, two words kind of thing. So something must have happened to make them to be like that. And now in adults, in your adult life, you have people who are very quiet or who only gives you one word answer or hardly say anything because, what happened in when they were a child, like they start not being listened to, they're being dismissed, they're being put down and sometimes even shamed and humiliated. Like, what are you saying? Such a stupid thing, why don't you just do something else, that kind of thing. And, this as a child, it feels very, very serious. They feel like, oh, mommy doesn't love me. My parents don't love me, so I have to be good. Yeah? And some of you probably already felt that, you have to try, you always have to think, how can I make people like me? How can we make people love me? And it's so tiring if you think about it. You could never just relax. And yet when you have somebody who could really listen to you, the feeling is like you're safe. You can just be yourself. You don't have to try. You don't have to, to be good or to impress. You can just talk. That's why it feels so great when somebody truly listens to you.